What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to KvltDeFi. This is the channel really where we bring you the latest and greatest in innovations in tech in decentralized finance, more specifically on PulseChain. Tonight, we have something very special, something which we have all been waiting for a very, very, very long time, right? We've all been waiting for the fabled decentralized Oracle. And I'm very, very happy to say that as of literally like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, we have decentralized Oracle on testnet. It seems to be working fine. We're going to get into all of that right now with basically the founder of Signum Oracle. It was really founded by TETRA Labs. You all know TETRA Labs. TETRA Labs went away and basically decided to do this Oracle. We're exactly going to find out the reasons why and how. And they had a little bit of help from our own dear developer Jacob, right? So Jacob was kind of involved in this. We'll get into more of that in a minute. But yeah, I mean, we gotta bring this guy up, right? This is really. I'm really looking forward to this one. I have to say, I'm really looking forward to this one. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. So here we go. Stu, my lad, how's it going?
I'm good, Carl. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Literally, just anyone that's here that doesn't know, you streamed a couple of weeks ago, or attempted to stream, should we say, a couple of weeks ago with Triplet Dad, and you had to knock off. You weren't feeling well.
I wasn't feeling well, yeah. Not really like me, to be quite honest, but yeah, we were about 15 minutes into the stream, and I just come out in a cold sweat. I'd been feeling kind of ill, and I did say to him before the stream as well. I was like, look, I'm not feeling 100%. But I'll go ahead. I'll be fine. Like, you know, and 15 minutes in, I was just like, it just come over me like a wave, and I was like, I need to go. And it was the strangest thing, like, because I was really looking forward to doing that stream. But yeah, I've had a couple of issues, like recently, just with some, strangely enough, acid tablets that have been taken for reflux that just come out of nowhere. And had a couple of episodes with that, and it just knocked me for six. Taking too many and not reading the instructions. I mean, these are tablets that you can fucking buy over the counter in the supermarket. Like,
yeah,
kids can go and get them, eh? And I think it's calcium carbonate or whatever is the main ingredient, and it was like it was suppressing my internal nervous system, which sounds crazy, eh? But that's what it was doing, and just made me feel ill. I had been ill for like last couple of months, and then suddenly stopped taking them inadvertently. Just a second, sorry, it's my son coming.
No problem. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, guys. So Stu did say she was going to have to drop off when his son came in. But while he's doing that, let's get into the chat here, right? Because I have to say, Red Squirrel has been in here for the last 3 hours, basically. Really waiting for this one. Really waiting for this one. But Red Squirrel, thanks very much. Thanks very much for popping in. I know you've been doing that quite a lot with the guys over there, and I know you're really active in the Signum Telegram. I have to say, I see it all the time. And even Peso Dude says the early squirrel gets the nuts. That's true. That's true. Max Payne is here. Max says, "Hey, this is going to be good." Yes, I really believe this is going to be good. Right. I posted this earlier. Listen. If you're here, because this now, as we know, anyone that watches my streams regularly knows, I stream on YouTube, I stream on Twitch, and I stream on X simultaneously, right? So no matter where you are watching this, do us a favor, like this, share it, subscribe to our channel. I'll be sharing another link as well later on in this conversation for someone who does videos for Signum, right? So make sure you get over there. Neil for T-shares, get over on his channel too. Like that, share that, subscribe to all of that, and that's the only way you're going to really keep up to date with all of this. I haven't asked to do this yet, but I'm going to now. I would absolutely like to follow the progress of Signum as we go down the line. I'm more than happy to have you on again as many times as you want, even some of the other guys in your community if you want, because you know me now, I'm from the Jacob. It's kind of the Jacob corner of PulseChain, right? So, you know, we've been waiting for an Oracle for a long time.
Yeah, I know.
Really a long time. And we're really happy. I guess first question I have for you, I suppose, why was it important for TETRA Labs to do this Oracle?
Okay, so there's two answers to that question. One answer is that we don't need it for TETRA, but it is a really useful thing for us to have, especially for people that want to build like strategies and make them decentralized and things like that. It's so it works. It ties in well with our ecosystem, and the things that we're building in TETRA as well are also, you know, for the community. They're tools. We don't kind of rely on the Oracle, but it is required. So, you know, there is no conflict of interest there as far as us doing it, which is kind of the second answer to the question is that loads of people need this. Somebody needs to do it. We looked at it and lacking anything else coming to market, and I thought, well, you know, I spoke to the team and I says, what is it going to take to actually do this, like financially and resource wise? And it was like, you know, we could fork it in 2 weeks, right? And I'm not joking, like literally 2 weeks. That's as far as like copying the code and just launching what Teller actually has on Pulse Chain. It's that easy, right? And don't let anybody tell you any differently. But we wanted to enhance it and modify it and make it a bit better. And that's what we did. So we spent a little bit of time, more time on it. We planned it properly. We forked the code on GitHub. We made our enhancements. We tested it internally. And however many weeks ago it was now, I can't remember, that we made it available on mainnet, not testnet. It's
I wanted to bring that up too, actually.
For testing. So you can go and participate and being a reporter. You can request data feeds right now on mainnet on Pulse Chain. So
I can share this right here. This is the page.
Yes, and Jacob kindly done this for us, which is great. So yeah.
So yeah, I'll actually share this in the comments here. Now I want to say probably my last 3 weeks of streams. Every Tuesday I'll do like a weekly update of all Jacob's ecosystem, you know, pretty much all the different projects. And I always lead with Signum. I lead with this page because we know that it's extremely important to make this as decentralized as possible, which means you need as many reporters as possible, right?
Yeah.
So literally people can just go to this page, testfaucet.signum.run, input their wallet, and claim these 75,000 tokens. Now, I wanted to ask, why is it important that they get 75,000 tokens specifically?
To be a reporter on Signum, you need to have a minimum amount of value staked in the system to actually be a reporter. And that's you basically, the easy way to sort of say it is you put your money where your mouth is, right? So if you report, you stake your tokens and you get the rewards for being a good reporter. If you report badly into the system, then you get slashed on that stake. So you're effectively putting up personal collateral as a reporter to be a good reporter. If you make a mistake, or if you it's really difficult to make a mistake, and it's actually quite difficult to badly report as well if you're not like a total geek, right? It's quite a straightforward process, but like to be a reporter is what I mean. But to make a bad report ultimately means that you lose that stake. And what it does is it goes through a dispute mechanism that's built within the system. So let's say I made a bad report and you spotted it, right? You could say, hang on a minute, that guy's just made a bad report. I'm going to dispute that report as being incorrect. So what happens is that you then make a stake to effectively dispute the report. And then it goes to the governance consensus mechanism. So then the community have the ability to effectively say, yeah, Stu was right. That was the right price. And Cult, you were wrong. So then you get slashed. So there's always value in the system associated with the information that's being delivered by community governance. And as long as you're a good reporter, then you get the rewards. And it's that simple. If you try and post bad information, then you effectively lose your stake, because other people within the community will say, no, that's wrong, and it'll go through that process, you know.
Yeah, I mean, what would be the benefit then of bad reporting? Like, why would someone even choose to do it?
If a nefarious protocol had a reason, if somebody wanted to attempt to try and destroy another protocol, then they could attempt to, at great cost, cause major problems for that protocol. But like I said, the dispute mechanisms are there in place so that it's down to the community. And there's also rewards on people that vote as well. So everybody gets something at some point just by participating in the ecosystem. It's quite a simple economic model. I need data. You provide data. I consume data. And then anywhere in between that exchange of information in return for rewards, that if something bad goes wrong, or you deliberately or even accidentally give wrong information, then all of the Hawkeyes within the community that are watching the information, systematically, by the way, not manually, not sitting, clicking buttons and watching prices. It's all done autonomously from a localized standpoint for reporters. So they can be monitoring information. A bad report comes in, and their dispute runner will just go ahead and say, no, that's wrong. And it'll submit the report, and it will go through that governance that's controlled by the community. Totally decentralized.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool. So what was the reason to fork TETRA then? I mean, is there another equivalent? Because I think Fetch are also forking TETRA, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. No, they are. I don't think so. I know they are.
All right. Okay.
Fetch is a fork of Teller. I think it is just a straight fork. What we're doing is slightly different in the sense that it's a different flavor of Teller. Teller's good because it's tried and tested, and it's been on Ethereum for a long time. It works. It's great. There are some issues with the way that operates from a cost standpoint because of gas, as well as other things on Ethereum.
Big time, yeah.
Right. So it is a good candidate for bringing it to Pulse Chain. But one of the biggest things that is missing from Teller is the speed of information. And sometimes when you need information, it can get locked up in that governance cycle for 12 hours. Like we didn't need to go into the details of this. It's all in the documentation. But it can cause a bit of a problem for specific types of protocols that need fast information on a regular basis. And what we've done is we've solved that by bringing the private Oracle side in. And the way that works is exactly the same way, just that there's a whitelisted reporter set that can report up to every block on regular price data, for example. And so they can report information to themselves, or they can have other people within their community report information to the protocol all the time in a very regular way, which keep costs down. But the reports are still open to the community governance by the community. So it's still, it's not fully decentralized as it could be if they were using the full public service. But the private service does provide a step to either full decentralization or the ability to be reporting in a decentralized way to some extent that beats by a long shot a centralized thing that you might need to build for yourself for your protocol, because there are no other services. So it's kind of like a middle ground between a protocol that needs data feeds. So they may create their own centralized method of doing that, which is they've got the keys. It might break, whatever endpoint they're using to get that data might disappear, or it goes offline, or somebody forgot to pay the server bill or whatever, and then it can totally wreck that protocol, right? But in lacking anything else, and from community pressures, a lot of people have to go ahead and say, well, we're going to launch, right? And we're going to just do it this way until we've got another solution. So the private Oracle sits between what a centralized thing is and what the public side is, which is fully decentralized Teller fork. But it also caters to protocols that need regular ongoing information up to every block, and they can get that through that service, but they're still scrutinized by the community. So if they report a bad price to themselves, or if any of their whitelisted wallets reports a bad price to the protocol that uses it, then the whole public community has the ability to be able to dispute that information, and they get penalized just in the same way. So it's not a full DeFi sort of thing, but it kind of is, because you look at the public side and it is kind of perfection for that sense, like but it is, you can't get the level of information as quickly as you need, and that's why we developed this middle ground that is effectively what we'll call the private Oracle service. It's for protocols. The protocols are going to need that, and they might use that initially, and they might then migrate to the fully public system, which they can do when, you know, we've got loads of reporters, and this becomes which I've got no doubt in it being the #1 decentralized Oracle service on Pulse Chain. So
Nice.
yeah,
that's great. When it comes to reporters, then, so are there minimums that you have, like on your own, you know, crunching your own numbers? Do you have like a set minimum that you need to make sure that everything is running 100% according to your standards, or is it literally just the more we get, the more robust the system gets?
Well, think about it this way: when reporters participate, they're going to get rewards in the token that they want to be reporting, so they can run more reporters. We need good reporters, and we need as many good reporters as possible. So I think once it's live and people can realize value from being a good reporter, it's not going to take very long for people to actually want to participate. And, you know, much in the same way that people validate the network as well, except this is more lucrative, especially if people that need data are prepared to put up good tips to get that data in a timely manner. So there's money to be made. And like I said, it's a very simple economic model of exchange of data for remuneration. It's that simple.
I watched Neil Fertitta's video on setting up, you know, setting up to become a reporter, and it seems really, really simple, right? I mean, I'm not a tech guy by any standards, I have to say, right? But would there be anyone, in your opinion, I mean, would there be anyone that you think reporting wouldn't be good for? I mean, do you have to have deep pockets in case bad reporting, or is it literally just, hey, come along and give it a go, spin it up?
Yeah, I mean, definitely give it a go, and you can do it on mainnet right now and participate and actually learn and ask questions about how to do this. Now, there are going to be a lot of protocols that are going to use this straight out the gate, and you know, they're going to be feeding it when it actually physically goes live as well. So there's loads of opportunities to get involved now. It's not rocket science. It's relatively straightforward, but we are going to be bringing a desktop tool that runs alongside the TETRA system, so people on Windows, they don't need to have Linux and all of this stuff, and make it really easy for anybody that maybe just doesn't have a clue and just wants to be a reporter and can do that quite simply. So we do have a tool that will be available at mainnet. We're not going to release that during the testing phase. It'll be after the pre-sale. It'll be after the actual physical mainnet launch. You'll be able to use it on the test version at that point, but if you really want to use it in a real world sense, you'll have access to be able to do that.
Yeah. So I've just posted in the chat here for anyone that wants it. Basically, I just posted the link for the Neil Fertitta's video that he did. Was it 3 weeks ago? I think it was.
Yeah.
About how to set up your own reporter. So guys, go away and have a look at that. From your knowledge now, has anything in that tutorial that Neil Fertitta has put up, is anything changed from that time to now that they need to be aware of? Or is it just
no,
that's it?
The only thing is that we are about to release a tele update probably tonight that will actually include more assets that you can report on as a reporter, but nothing else has changed. So it's just that, and then the next update. So this is the phase 2 testing that we're just about to move into during the course of this week. So more assets as well as a few other things, and then we've got the random number generator is going to be the third and final part. So when the RNG goes live, anybody will be able to test that. And once we've been through that, then we're off to the races.
Cool. So when you say off to the races, what sort of timeline are we talking about for that? I mean, is it a few weeks, a few months? What are you thinking?
It just depends. I mean, I'm expecting everything to go super smooth with this, as it has done up until this point. So we just need to have a kind of gradual rollout over the next few weeks for the testing, get to stage 3 with the random number generator. Then at that point, it's going to be like, right, guys, we're ready to go. Continue playing with this, learn. We're going to make the pre-sale available, and then anybody that wants to be reporters can participate in that. Once the pre-sale's over, then we go live next day.
Wow, that sounds great. I mean, I know we've been waiting for it, especially, you know, with PulsePot. The RNG is extremely important when we go into more games like video slots and the roulette, for example, when we bring that across. Yeah. Pulse Predict, obviously, we need good reporting on that, especially when it comes to things like sports and things like literally price, you know, price calls. It's massively, massively important. And then obviously Mafia. So Mafia for us is the big game that everyone is really looking forward to right now. We're halfway through to full launch, and I mean, the sheer amount of RNG use that would be needed in that game is monstrous, right? The game just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, every time Jacob talks about an update, there's something massive coming down the road, you know. So I really think we'll be keeping you guys busy. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, well, that's great. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, perfect. What's the ultimate goal for Signum, I suppose? I mean, is it to be the number one decentralized oracle on Pulse-chain, and would you consider forking to other chains if it gets that big? Yeah.
Yes and yes.
So it's oh, nice. So you're not okay. So at what stage do you think you would have to get to? Maybe I don't know if you measure it in reporter numbers or the number of protocols that use you, or I mean, what would get to the stage where you say, okay, yeah, we're ready to try another deployment on another chain?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's loads of different things. I think obviously success on Pulse chain for us is number one priority with everything that we're doing. So there's no question about that. And then once we see that success, then it's a case of sort of saying, right, well, what do we want to do next? Where do we want to go? I've got an insatiable appetite to just continuously want to build tools, and that's what we're doing. So this enhances everything that we're doing with TETRA anyway. So that's great. And TETRA's always been slated to be a multi-chain application at some point in the future. So there's definitely going to be some correlation with launch dates around certain stuff that we've got being made available with a TETRA side as well as a Signum side as well. So you know, it's going to be a busy time for us during the autumn run up to the winter time, just with everything, getting it out there, user adoption, and I expect and hope that people are going to like what we've delivered at that point for us then to continue to build on it. And I would love to be able to have an ecosystem of tools that help to underpin a blockchain that we can just basically take anywhere and grow in that sense. So this is a fundamental aspect of that.
Yeah. So I mean, is infrastructure building the things that are close to your heart at this stage?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not interested in meme tokens really at all. I'm based all of my interest is in utility and you know, things that just enhance blockchain and make it better. So you know, and I get the fact that people want to do the meme stuff, and that's great. You know, all right. Here's tools that make it easier and better, and it also ties in with other proper DeFi protocols as well. So it's kind of getting that blend, and we just sort of sit in the middle and try and encompass all of it. You know.
Yeah, no, I like that too. I mean, we know, especially like, look, Pulse-chain is still so new, right? So a year and if it was, I think 500 days I saw the other day. I think yesterday someone was posting on X, it's 500 days old. It's still so new, and we still need so much over here, right? We absolutely do. I mean, I have full faith that we will get there. Teams are building like crazy. Like you guys are building like crazy. We're building like crazy. I mean, I don't really talk to many of the other projects that are already out there. I just wait and see what's happening. But like you say, look, the meme stuff, we need the fun stuff on Pulse-chain, right? And we need the serious stuff on Pulse-chain. We need it all, right? We need the forks of all the other stuff because we need all the infrastructure. You know, we need teams to build on top of it. Exactly what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
You know, take it, build on top of it, make it a little bit better, maybe a bit more unique for what our needs. And you know, and obviously you guys have ideas all the time on how you can make things better. You know, obviously you can't tell me the ins and outs just because, you know, I mean, I guess we don't know who's listening, right? But what is it that you've done with, you know, how have you enhanced Teller, should we say, compared to basically what it is? Is there anything specific for that you've upgraded Teller to be Pulse-chain specific, or is it just literally just trying to make the protocol better in itself? Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that we did have to upgrade, but I'm not prepared to go into the technicals.
Yeah, really, sure, yeah.
On that stuff, we're trying to keep our lips tightly sealed until we're launched. The code's public anyway, so you know it's there. But we've got some tricks up our sleeve that you know are going to make it very relevant to Pulse-chain.
Yeah. What's on the to-do list then before before full launch, ready to go? Off we go.
So,
Turn on the button.
Yeah, so the steps are is we're going to do a new Telliot deployment probably in the next 24 hours.
Yeah,
That'll have more assets that you can report on. Then we're going to do the RNG. So that'll be the third phase of mainnet testing. Then we launch the public sale. And then once the public sale's done, we're ready for mainnet.
Cool. Jesus Christ. So really, we're pretty close.
Yeah, it's done. I mean, all the RNG stuff's done. We just need to make it available. But we don't want to overwhelm people, especially people that are onboarding at the minute. So it's kind of a bit of a gradual process just to get on board, get used to the tools, download the installation files, get it up and running, be a reporter, and then, all right, I can report on this other stuff. So there's a bit of a journey there for people that are novices in that space. There's a lot of people that already know how to report that are going to be able to just, this is just the same, right, as Teller. So that's fine, and we welcome them too. But to get mass adoption, like I said, we've got some tricks up our sleeve that is going to allow us to grow the reporting side of things very, very quickly. That will in turn enhance more protocols to want to come and use this, because we've got the catalog of reporters that are there ready to report on the stuff they need. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say this then. So any projects that are out there that are watching this now, right, that are sort of, maybe they literally just found out that Signum is around, or maybe they've literally been sitting on the sidelines waiting this whole time. What do they need to do in order to use Signum for a project specific? So the protocol specifically, what do they have to do? Do they have to physically reach out to you? Do they have to speak to you guys?
Yeah, they can if they want, and we'll do what we need to do to onboard them in that sense. If they already know what Teller is and how it works, then they can integrate it into their smart contract code and utilize it right now, even for a testing perspective. So the documentation's there. There's no there's nothing hidden in that sense. Everything is there. So you don't need to get in touch with me, but if you do want to get in touch with me, open the door. We'll talk and we'll help you in every way that we possibly can. So and there's going to be good opportunities for protocols that get involved in this for the very start as well, just simply because they're going to have not financial advice, obviously, but what we hope and see to be an appreciating token that, is going to allow them to perhaps fund data feeds that they need for a very, very long time, perhaps the lifetime of their protocols, depending on what it is that they do. So it's definitely important to be paying attention. That's for sure.
No, of course. I mean, I see that your Telegram is growing pretty quickly. You have a lot of engagement, right? So you have a good community behind you already, really.
Yeah.
Are that community really people? So is it basically your TETRA community that have come across with you, or are you just adding slowly to Signum all the time?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that I've noticed that are joining that are not in some of our TETRA groups, or and engaging in conversation and asking questions in there as well. So I'm delighted to see that. I mean, I think it'll become more widely known, and more people will come along and start to want to ask questions and get involved as more information and things become available. But if you want to be a reporter and you want to try it out now, you can do it. It's free of charge. Go and use the faucet that Jacob kind of put together for us. And you can be a reporter and get set up in less than a couple of hours. Just familiarize yourself with that process, and when the protocol launches, you're armed to be able to go ahead and take part.
No, I do. I really do like that. And considering the kind of, because I remember when the Oracle conversation came up first, especially in our own telegrams, right? And I remember people saying, "Oh, yeah, we can't really go much further until this is in place." And there was a lot of talk about who was going to do it. There's a bunch of teams going back and forward. I think there was even talk at some stage. I think Jacob was asked the Chainlink guys if they were going to come over and do something, and they said no. And then it went away. And I think it got, at least from what I was hearing, it sort of disappeared, went out of conversation for a month or two, and then all of a sudden it was when I heard that you guys were, we're going to be taking it on, and yeah, I mean that was really pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah, Well, we never really
So
said much about it publicly. I mean, it's been probably a 2 to 3 month process just to get to this
yeah.
point, like, you know. But I mean, really nothing hard about it, to be honest, Colt. And I'm not trying to like deflate what it is that we've done, but it's done. So, you know, take that for what you will.
I like it. I really do like it. What is it? What is it that, right? So if how can the community really help to boost this? Not just about becoming a reporter, right? So for the whole, if someone is watching this and they say, okay, I'm in another protocol, but I don't know if the protocol are going to start using, you know, whether it's just the RNG or whether it's whatever.
Yeah.
And they want to physically go and maybe, you know, in their own Telegram groups, they want to say, okay, hey, have you looked at Signum? What would be literally the elevator?
I mean, that would be awesome. Just sharing information, letting protocols that they're interested in that might need an RNG, that might need decentralized information on or off chain, to let the founders of these projects know about it, and to get them to come and join us and read the documentation and get what they need. Whether they need it right now or later down the line, it's definitely worth, you know, taking a look at for that perspective. But at the same time as well, and I don't know what this minimum baseline is, but once we've got a minimum baseline of reporters and number of protocols that are actively using it in a mainnet situation, it kind of just snowballs after that. So it's like we do need new protocols that come to the chain later down the line, or those that are here right now that perhaps ignore it or are too busy to pay attention. We do want those guys to come after launch and buy the tokens that they need to fund the feed, because they're not going to really be able to get it anywhere else. So I think, you know, getting it to market is important. I'm not really getting too hung up on how many protocols are involved at this stage. We've got enough already right now, and more are coming. So, you know, that's absolutely fine. That's great news. As far as reporters are concerned, we've got that taken care of with the onboarding process and an app that it basically allows you to set up a reporter in less than 2 minutes and report on anything that you want on your desktop. So that is going to be a game changer for an onboarding perspective, and it's just to strengthen the system. So I think we've done everything we can without having to totally rely on the community to kind of shill it to their projects, if you will. You know, because I mean, that'd be great, but you know, you can, if they ignore it, then that's fine, and they need it later, then they can still get involved, and it's not going to be that much an issue. Just like to put it into perspective. So what I mean by that is that to be a reporter to request data feeds, it's based on the market value of the Signum token at that point. So if you get day one tokens, right, or in the pre-sale, and you get $750 worth of tokens, 75,000. The launch price will be 1 cent, and the pre-sale will have a discount for the public, right? Once it goes live, if the price was to go up, let's say it went up on a double, right? If you got early tokens, then you then have enough tokens to run 2 reporters, because you don't need 75,000 tokens after it goes live. You just need $750 worth of tokens. So if the value goes up and your holdings, you've got 75,000 tokens, goes up, the value is now worth $1,500. You now have enough tokens to run 2 reporters simultaneously. That's great. So price appreciation does help with the ability to do more reports. And it's certainly, as far as like new protocols that come to the chain, or those that maybe don't think they need it right now and then decide that they want to do something in the future and then they need it, then they can still come to the market and buy the tokens to then use them to feed the system. But it's all based on the economic value of the Signum token at that point in time. So it's like, they don't need to FOMO, but we do want to try and encourage as many protocols as possible to support us in that sense. And then later down the line, obviously, we're going to get new protocols that come along that are going to want to use it as well. So getting that core in place in the first instance is important. I believe we've got it already, so I'm delighted with that. And then the second part is that, do we have a tool that allows people to onboard into this really easily to be good reporters and get those rewards? Yes, we do, and that will be delivered with mainnet. So we've got all the ingredients for a really successful launch. We're just taking our time going through this very short mainnet testing period, which has been a great success up until now. And we hope to have more people engage in that and participate. So yeah, it's you'll go and tell your friends.
Perfect. Are you able to tell us about the projects that are using it now?
No, not at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Mainly because there's some that are not, and I've not got a list in front of me either, but there's some that have not fully decided on how many tokens they're going to need to actually, run their protocol and things. So there's various different reasons for not publishing that right now, but we will publish it. It's not that it's a great secret. It's purely out of respect for those protocols. I've not asked their permission to say, are you happy for me to say that you are involved? We've not got to that point yet. So, I'm sure that if you were to ask some of the protocols that you think might be needing this, they can confirm or deny, and then we can publish a list later.
Oh, I'm not shy. I'll ask them straight.
Oh, just ask them then. Yeah.
Oh, I'll ask them straight. I probably won't do it live, but I'll ask them for sure. And then I mean, if they say it, then I will say, yeah, is it okay if I actually say this? Because I like I said, I am going to be talking about Signum on my weekly updates all the time. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes. I really am. And by the look of it, so are some of the guys in the chat here. I'll just jump into this for a second. We missed out on quite a few. So Tim Top is in the house. He said, "What's up, Tim Top?" Stu, I don't know if you know Tim Top. You can go on nearly any post chain content creators streams throughout the day. Tim Top seems to be on all of them. I don't think he sleeps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Red Squirrel says, "I'm admiring the loft conversion." Oh no. This isn't the conversion. This is how it was built. This is just how it was built. Wood beams all over the place. I love it.
1.5 story.
Stu, is that whiskey in your coffee cup?
No.
Red Squirrel says Stu's background makes me feel like I'm the one drinking whiskey.
Sorry about that, guys. You're having a bit of move around and stuff, and I've been working from home quite a lot, so I've been kicked out of the what was my office into like the kitchen diner area, just with my setup here. So that is the kitchen behind, but as you can see, it's nice and tidy, and I'm close to the fridge for more beer or whiskey or whatever.
Very good, very good. I tell you what, it's late, but after this, I'm absolutely having a pint. I think it's one of those days. I've had a long weekend. Last week I streamed. I did 4 streams, and for me, usually I start them at midnight. You know what I mean, midnight my time because of the Yanks. So I'll go in. I'll go into early hours of the morning, and then obviously I have to try and wake up at a decent hour for the family. That sort of thing. But
I know it's a difficult one to balance because you're speaking to people all over the world all the time and split time zones, and I've been on all different time zones, but it's just part and parcel of the job description, eh?
Well, that's it. It's part of the game, and we love it. Moondogs is here again. Moondog says, "Love and light." Hey, Moondog, how you doing? Elvis is here. Hey, good man, Elvis. Good to see you. What's Red Squirrel saying again? I need that easy setup. Yes. So that easy setup you were saying, right? So it's an app. So people literally download this bit of software, and it's click, 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 and they're up and running.
Just click, and you're up and running. That's it. It's just
two clicks.
Yeah. Once you've installed it, it's a bit of a tedious process to do it all through the command line. So we've got a really cool way handling that for users, and it'll be a good segue into a lot of the stuff that we're doing with TETRA as well. So it's the perfect protocol to make this initially available. By the way, just for note, and anybody that's ran a reporter so far, Telliot, in our flavor and on the Teller protocol is a command line app that you run on your computer. So it's not new. We're just I'm not saying anymore. I'm not saying anymore. It's I cannot give away the secrets, guys.
No, don't. Definitely don't.
I'd love to tell you more, but I'm tight-lipped.
That's all right. We can discuss that. We can discuss it in the future. Neil Ferticia is here. Hey everyone, Signum will be a catalyst that we need for this chain. I agree. I agree. Oracle has been something which has been on our lips for a very long time. We need it over on our protocols, and our community crying out for it. So I'm pretty sure we should start to see those reporter numbers start going up after this. I've been telling the community about this for a while now. We will absolutely get to it. Anyone that is joined and they might not know, further up in the chat, I literally put the YouTube link for Neil Fertiche's video that he did 3 weeks ago, showing you how to set up a reporter. It's a 19-minute video. Go and watch it, right? Don't actually just go and watch it. Go and watch it, set up your reporter, and share it on social media. I can't stress it enough, right? We need the social media algorithms to start picking up on all the stuff you guys are doing, because you're on fire when it comes to retweeting stuff. We need more comments. We need more engagement over on the X side. Actually engage with the posts. That's where we start to get out to more people, right? Across the board for every project that we're talking about. We need it. We got Pulsation Nation said, looks nice. Thanks very much. I think that was for you. I have to say, the thumbnail that I did for this one, I'm very proud of that thumbnail.
That was brilliant. When I seen it, I thought that was very cool. That was a good job.
Yeah, I was
I like that.
Very proud of that one. Very proud of that one. Yeah. All right. So I guess closing comments. The floor is yours, really. If you have, if you want to maybe direct something to the members of my community that are here watching this and that maybe don't know so much about Signum, the floor is yours, man.
Thank you, Carl. I mean, well, firstly, I appreciate you having me on. We do need to be speaking about it more. This is a DeFi protocol that's for the community. We need it on Pulse Chain. Go to the links and try it out. Come and join us in the Telegram. Ask questions and just get involved. And I think that even if you just get involved and get these reporters set up, the reward endorphins that you get for going through what's a bit of a painful process that we'll help you through is actually really good. Like, that's what I've been getting for people. We've got one person in our community, and she was elated, at the fact that she was able to actually do this. She was so joyful. It was like, I never thought I'd ever be able to do anything like this. She made the effort. She put the time aside. It took her a whole weekend, being a total novice in that sense, and she was over the moon. So I think we need to kind of follow that lead, like somebody that wants to get involved that much. If you've got some skills, you can use Linux, or you know what a reporter is, or you've used command line. This is easy peasy. If you've never done anything like that before, this is actually a really cool thing to get involved in. It's all blockchain related stuff. It's cool because we're all interested in it. It's utility, it's infrastructure, and you might just like it, right? And if you do, then we want you to be a reporter. So go and play with it. Go and do the grind. Learn how this works. Come and join us in the Telegram and ask the questions. Get involved. It costs nothing, and you're only going to learn from it at this stage. So this is the time to get the knowledge that you need to be involved in the first decentralized Oracle on Pulse Chain. So go and do it.
That's it. I absolutely agree with that. As you were going through that, we got Superman in the house. Superman Hex Token channel. Good friend of this channel. He's on with me all the time. He said Stu should hit me up as well for a show on Signum.
For sure.
Superman, Superman has 3 channels basically that he streams on simultaneously. 10,000 subs, and he knows his stuff.
That's the outreach. Perfect. So brilliant. Yeah. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Superman. Elvis is here, and Elvis said, "What's needed to get into a pre-sale position?"
Well, effectively, funds. It's not a sacrifice. It is a pre-sale, and there will be expectations in the back of that in terms of launch price. We'll publish what we're going to go into liquidity, what's going to go into the reserves, and all of that sort of stuff. So there'll be a countdown on the website, which I've not even launched the domain name for that yet because everything's just done through a link tree at the minute. We'll have an announcement on the web address. There'll be a countdown. The information will go live. That's when the can is totally opened, and then we'll announce the pre-sale date at that point. Get involved. Get yourself enough to do 1 or 2 reporters, whatever you want, and you'll get those tokens to be a reporter on day 1. If no expectations on price performance and not financial advice, obviously, but if the price goes up after the pre-sale at mainnet launch, and you've got enough for a couple of reporters, you might then have enough for 4 reporters, right? So if you're really keen to get involved and want to participate, it's probably a good time to do that. If not, you know, again, just what a prerequisite, not financial advice. If you decide later after the launch that you want to get involved, then you can go and buy them off the market, and it's the economic value of the tokens at that point. So price performance is good if you're in early to allow you more capacity for more reporters. So, you know, that's kind of how it'll work. And, you know, we'll release all that information on the website once we publish the links.
Perfect. Well, Stu, thanks very much. Really, thanks very much for this. I want to know more about Signum, and I want to follow the process, right? So when you come to any of these milestones in the future, man, just reach out and we can quite happily set up a stream. No worries. You can sort of look at this as like a bit of a news channel for you, if you like, because I'm streaming all the time, so we can make it work easily. Guys, look, the Signum Telegram and the X channel and all that is in the description below, right? So just go over there, click it right now. Click right over there right now, get more followers, get more people in the community, engage with the community. I know already that a bunch of our community, so you know, the Pulse Pots, the Pulse Predict, the Mafia guys, I know we've been waiting for this orca for a long time, guys. So get over there in the chat, learn how it works, learn how it works in comparison to what we need it for, right? Because once you understand more how Signum works, you'll understand more what we can do with Pulse Pot and what we can do with Mafia.
That's it.
That's it.
When you actually get it over the line. Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that with that in itself, if we have a community that really understands what's going on and how it really benefits your protocol, like ours, what we're talking about now, I know for a fact that a lot of you in other protocols that I'm not in, right? I'm in no way a maxi at all, but I look at things that I think are really cool. And for me, Signum is pretty fucking cool, I have to say, right? So
it's DeFi for DeFi. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I like that. That's going on a t-shirt at some stage.
Yeah, might need that slogan. Yeah.
Perfect. Guys, listen, like, subscribe, share this around. I want Replay Gang on this big time tomorrow, right? Because this is a pretty important stream, right? This is the birth of something which we've been waiting for a hell of a long time, right? So learn about it, talk to your friends about it, share it out there, reach out to me, reach out to Stu, reach out to anyone at all, right? We're all going to be learning this together, and it's onwards and upwards. It really is. I couldn't be more happy that we finally have decentralized Oracle. And by the sounds of it, we've got a pretty good team behind us. So really, Stu, thanks very much, man. I have to give you big props on this one. Yeah, keep up the good work, brother.
Thank you, mate. I really appreciate that, and it's been a pleasure to chat with you. And thank you for having me on the channel. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Hey, we'll do it again. All right. Good luck, guys.